And you say, hey Justin, why are you doing accuracy testing at 11 yards? Well, because that's how far away the target is. Okay, I'm giving the Q5 match first honors. I am 15 yards back from that field of targets. And let's just warm up a little bit. Nice, very nice. That's a good warm-up. HK VP9 long slide. I have not shot this gun. I haven't shot this gun with this slide on it since I first told you about this slide, and it's been, what, 6 months? About 6 months. So I'm really looking forward to shooting it again. Here we go. I don't know if I'm going to hit these swingers or not, because I think this one shoots high. All right, I think I have found the sweet spot. And it does like a 6 o'clock hold though. That is for sure. But it's also a sweet shooter. Although, it is a real pain in the butt when you're shooting two guns back and forth and they have totally different hold points as far as the sights go. It makes me have to think, and thinking is not my strength. Come to think of it, what is my strength? Ah, I know. Constant speaking without necessarily having to have a point. That's my strength. Here we go, back to the Walther. Uh-oh. I'll tell you, those things are small at 15 yards. HK again. The ergonomics of both of these pistols are very similar. And that's not all that's similar. The sights are virtually identical. See if I can hit that shooting tree again. All right, let's go to something I can hit. Yeah, it does mess me up with this thing. It really likes a pretty low 6 o'clock hold. I could adjust it. It is an adjustable rear sight, so if I keep crying about it, I might. This is the polymer framed Q5 match, not the steel framed. Although you may be seeing the steel frame here before too long. And you can already see my review on Guns America. Go look for it there. All right, I am going to go for the shooting tree with this one because I am more comfortable with my sight picture. Very nice. All right. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, and third mag now through the VP9. Long slide, VP9-L B. I really don't know why they put the B at the end. All right, I'm gonna see if I can figure this out. Let's get a handle on this shooting tree here. No. Way high. All right, the hell with it. And you can see when I hit the when I shoot at the little pink target, I'm aiming dead center, and it's, you know, giving me headshots. So that's how high it is at 15 yards, which is pretty high. So I think I might adjust these sights for the days out. Okay, head to head by the numbers. Of course, the Walther Q5 match and the HK VP9 long slide are both 9mm pistols. They also both have a 5-inch barrel. Overall length is virtually identical. Walther tells us 8.1 inches for the Q5 match. I measured 8.2 inches for the VP9 long slide. The heights are also very similar. 5.3 inches for the Walther and 5.5 inches measured for the VP9. With an empty magazine, the Walther weighs 23 ounces and the VP9 26.9. Both of these pistols have polygonal rifling, and they have, as I had mentioned, identical sights. They're both, of course, striker-fired guns. I believe they are both considered double action only. Number of magazines included needs a bit of a caveat, because the VP9, like most H&Ks, is configurable about 150 different ways. So there are versions of it that do come with more magazines, but the one I got came with 2. That was when I bought the original VP9. That doesn't count this slide kit that's on it. The Q5 match came with 3 magazines. In both cases, they are 15-round magazines. The thickness of both of these guns is also identical. Walther tells us 1.3 inches for width. I measured 1.32 inches on the VP9. One difference that is significant, and I told you about this from the range because I could definitely feel it, is the trigger pull. With my Lyman digital gauge, the Q5 match measured 4 pounds and 7 ounces, and the VP9 5 pounds 6.5 ounces. So there's nearly a full pound difference, and you do feel that very much. Just an opinion grip index, for those of you who like to keep track of that, is also very close. 3.27 on the Walther, 3.204 on the VP9. Msrp is going to require a little bit of a discussion here. Q5 match is pretty straightforward. It's listed at $849. You'll find it at whatever you find it for, wherever you shop. VP9 long slide, however, as of yet, to the best of my knowledge and research, is not available as a separate SKU. So what you have to do is you have to own a VP9 already, which means you have to have bought one. And the retail price of that is $719 for the cheap version. And then you have to get the long slide kit, which the MSRP is $449. Now, almost certainly, you're not going to pay quite that much. But if we're comparing MSRP to MSRP, that totals $1,168. So that does make for a pretty significant difference in price between these two guns. Okay, I adjusted the sights and took 2 test shots, and I think I'm pretty well on for the VP9-L. Rear sight was definitely way too high, so I brought it down, and I think I'm pretty much on. So let's go back to just the shooting tree and see how I can do with the VP9 long slide. Brought my ammo can today full of all kinds of random ammunition. So I'm shooting a little bit of everything today, so I'm not going to try and call out what I'm shooting and when. But some of what I'm shooting is Sig Sauer Elite Performance 124 grain ball. Sig Sauer helps to channel out by providing ammunition to me from time to time, and that is greatly appreciated. All right, shooting tree with the HK VP9-L. Whoop, going with a center hold now. There we go. Maybe I over-adjusted. Where am I going? Can you see? I can't see it. The berm is wet now, so I don't really see a splash. Am I still high? I think I'm still high. Alright, that looked good. You can tell by the way they move whether you hit them solid or not. or didn't hit them. Okay, well. I'm going to take a look at those spots, see where I'm hitting. Try and get an idea where I'm missing. All right, I went down, took a quick look, and it looks like I'm maybe missing to the right a little bit, which is odd, because it looks like my elevation is where it needs to be. For some reason, my shots were going to the right, and that was most apparent when those swingers were over to the left side of the target, because I could see hits on the center, on the beige portion of the target. So, let me try it again. See if maybe I can hold it where it's supposed to be held. This is the VP9 long slide. Okay. All right, well, that's a good way to end the magazine. I think I might have it figured out. I think you have to hold the sights while you pull the trigger. Well, that's harder. All right, let's give the Walther a crack at it. For some reason, you know, I've been shooting PPQs for years in matches, IDPA mostly. So if there's any one gun that is like just a natural extension of my hand, it's the Walther PPQ. I say that because if I shoot this gun a whole lot better, that's one of the reasons why. But the reason why I shoot this gun a whole lot better is not just because of experience with it, it is because it is that good. The ergonomics are amazing, fantastic trigger. Now my match gun that I've used for years has completely different sights that I put on it. These are the stock sights that Walther provides on the Q5 match. And it's a similar setup to what I have on my match gun. Blacked out rear, red fluorescent front. But it just, it's just a more intuitive gun for me to shoot. I don't know, man. You guys are seeing it, right? If the contest is which gun do I shoot better, too early to call it, but Q5 match is looking pretty darn good. All right, let me tell you a little bit about both of these guns while I just shoot them a little bit. Starting with the Q5 match. Q5 match is Walther's sort of flagship handgun in 9mm. Q5 match is built on the PPQ platform, which is a fantastic platform, in my opinion. But of course, that's the opinion you're going to get when you come here. Okay, so the Q5 match is basically your upgraded PPQ. You have better sights out of the box. It is optic ready. You have a cut in the slide, and there are adapter plates that come with it. So you can mount an optic. Has a little bit more in the way of lightning cuts in the slide. I don't know how much of that might be for aesthetics, but the aesthetics are very nice. It is definitely a cool looking gun. And of course it has the blue trigger. That doesn't really signify much of anything other than, you know, it's the match gun and it's Walther blue. That's their trademark color. But the trigger on the regular PPQ is every bit as good. So, you know, same really. Grip is the same, ergonomics are identical, the magazines are the same. Ambidextrous slide stop, slide release controls. The magazine release is reversible, but it is an American button style. This is the M2. I believe that's the only way you can get the Q5 match. If I'm wrong, I know you'll correct me. Now the VP9, on the other hand, with or without this long slide. I like the long slide so much, I don't know why I would ever go back to shooting the shorter slide on this VP9. You know, this slide is on here to stay, I think. So with the VP9, we have also a nice trigger, but it is not the PPQ trigger. It also has very good ergonomics. Both of these guns have the virtually identical sights. Same exact rear sight. Almost the same exact front sight. Yeah, I've got her dialed in now. Now it's hitting right where I point it. So just like the Q5 match, the VP9 has ambidextrous slide stop, slide release. But it doesn't stop there. VP9 also has, because it uses the European style magazine release, it is by nature ambidextrous. You have those two, I like to call them tusks, on each side of the rear bottom portion of the trigger guard. And those paddles work on either side. I like to use my trigger finger. To me that makes a lot more sense because you need to get your finger off the trigger when you're releasing your magazine anyway, and it's right there. Why not use it? VP9 has these cool cocking ears on the back, these polymer ears that stick up where you can go like that. I like them. I really do like them. It also has a striker indicator, or a cocked indicator with a red button on the back that you can see. See that? That is why we wear safety glasses, boys and girls. That is a little piece of the jacket of my bullet that came back from that steel target that is 15 yards down range. So, once again, that's why we wear safety equipment. Okay, back to the Q5 match. All right. I definitely feel like I'm more dialed in with the Q5 match, and some of that may just be because I've shot this gun in its various forms for so long that it really is second nature to me. But the ergonomics of the VP9 are very good too, and some would argue better, and I'm not going to argue with you if you feel that way. They're very, very similar. Could be that the trigger is a little better. I will tell you that the trigger is a little better, but it could be that that's part of it, because a crisper, lighter trigger is going to mean, you know, less chance of moving the gun while you're shooting it. So could be that. Could be a combination of just, you know, the ergonomics, the trigger, the sight picture. You can throw that out because they're identical. And maybe these sights are still just a little bit more dialed in. I don't know. But I'm shooting this gun better, the Walther. Okay, so I have this crappy Winchester steel-cased ammo. I got a bunch of it I got to use up and just get through. The fact that it is crappy ammo and steel-cased ammo makes a good test to see what will shoot it and what won't. Now, one of the things is I don't really hold it against any gun that has a problem with it because it is garbage ammo. However, I do give extra credit for the guns that shoot it and don't have any problems. It's like one of those assignments, you know, your teacher tells you, well, the assignment's optional, so really, you know, doesn't count against you if you don't do it, but you can get extra credit if you do. Well, that's kind of how it is with this. I don't really hold it against the gun if it doesn't shoot this crap, but it gets extra credit if it does. I'm going to start out with the VP9. Okay, went 15 for 15. Not bad. Q5, same ammo. And also, went 15 for 15. Good stuff. I'm starting to forget which one releases the magazine which way. Back to the HK. 15 more. I'll practice my transition. Uh-oh. It was inevitable. It was absolutely inevitable. Failure to extract all the way. That's what they seem to do with everything. I'm telling you, man, it's garbage ammo. And we made it. Okay, 15 more through the PPQ Q5 match. All right. No malfunctions in the Q5 match in either magazine. One malfunction in the HK, and like I said, I won't hold that against it because it's garbage ammo. But maybe extra credit to the Q5. I also want to correct myself, or at least elaborate, that this is the M2 design of the Q5, and that is with the magazine release button in the American style. There is, I believe, an M1 version of the Q5 match available with the paddle release for the magazine. All right, let's just do a little bit of offhand comparison accuracy testing using the good stuff. This is my carry ammo. I trust it. I know it's accurate, and it was provided to the channel by 6 Hour Elite Performance Ammunition. Full disclosure. Okay, a little accuracy testing at 11 yards. And you say, hey Justin, why are you doing accuracy testing at 11 yards? Well, because that's how far away the target is. Whoops. All right, a little too much prep on the trigger that one time. Hopefully that wasn't too bad a shot. Okay, now the HK VP9 long slide from 11 yards. How many feet is that? Okay, that last one, I felt the wind pushing me, so I think I went a little right. Okay, so here they are. I'm going to call them two of the finest polymer framed competition 9mm handguns available, and I really do feel that way. I don't shoot the VP9-L as well as I shoot the Q5 match, or pretty much any PPQ, I think, for that matter. So I struggle to shoot the VP9 with the same degree of proficiency that I'm able to get with the Walther PPQ family. I don't know why that is, it just is. And it seems to be a pretty consistent thing. So based on that, and based on a couple of other things like overall value and cost, and just, you know, the amazing trigger that I can't harp on enough with the PPQ family, I don't always pick a favorite, but in this case I'm picking a favorite. It is the Walther Q5 match, this one with the polymer frame, and it is absolutely fantastic. And of course it does have, and I probably need to take just a moment and mention this as well. Again, you saw those numbers and what it costs one versus the other. The Q5 match is also cut for an optic. The H&K is not. So for the difference in price that it takes to build one of these, because you got to buy a VP9 and then you've got to put this expensive slide kit on top of it, and for all that, and I talked about this when I first looked at the slide and wondered to myself why they didn't cut it for an optic. So as far as I'm concerned, the better pistol and the better value is the Walther Q5 match.